sorry about that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Had a family member come outside, man. I ain't in the mood for an audience. You know what I'm saying? So, not like that anyway. But anyway, that was my cousin, by the way. So it ain't like I'm trying to hide nothing from nobody. Everybody in my family, everybody, all my friends, everybody knows me, knows what I'm about, knows what I've done, where I've been, and all of that. And you're looking at somebody been in the system for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be 38 this year. Hope everybody had a good New Year's. Happy 2020. And so I'm gonna bring this video, man, and I just want to, bring some light to the NCDOC, man. You don't hear, I watch these other channels and things like that, and very rarely do they have some. I don't think I've seen anyone on there from my state. Wonder why that is. You know what I'm saying? Do they think we soft down here? They think it ain't going on? You know what I'm saying? We got prisons too, homie. You know what I mean? And it gets down where we go, and not to glorify none of that. I had to do some things in there that I, most certainly regret having to do. And there's some things in there I don't regret having to do. You know what I mean? And that's another thing you don't hear much about. Like, people talk about, well, I could have took a different route and I could have done this and could have done that. Well, if you could have, why didn't you? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, was it your mind state? I don't know, man. Maybe it's because it's your moral parameter to do what you think is right in a certain situation. You know what I'm saying? Now over here, it's not like it is in Cali with the race separation and all of that. We do have our gangs, and gangs do run certain things. I ain't gonna put names of gangs out there. I ain't gonna put names of people out there, inmates. But all I will tell you is everything in North Carolina you can find online, homie. It's all right there, from the arrest records to names, just about everything. Now you can't pull up somebody's discovery. You'd have to write to the people and ask them for that. But you can't, but everything's public here. You know what I'm saying? So there ain't no hiding. You know what I mean? If there was some skeletons in my closet, they'd come out day one. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't got none. I ain't got no. So I ain't worried about none of that shit. I walked in with my head held high, and then I came home with my head held high. You know what I'm saying? Do I regret some things I did in there? Maybe one or two I would have done differently, but I'm also a human being, so I'm allowed to make a mistake every now and then. You know what I mean? Was it so important that y'all had to check me off the yard or anything? Nah, it would have never happened like that. You know what I'm saying? I've been released for quite a little minute now. A little over a handful ago, I did my last bid. Had to do a little jail time in between. Thank God that's all over with. When I say I've been in the system for 20 years, I'm not talking about I did 20 years in prison. I didn't do that. But the way it works in this state is, if you get put on probation, man, they'll extend that shit all the way through. You know what I mean? And I started out at 17 years old with 2 felonies, 4 misdemeanors. You know what I'm saying? I have a record still in high school. Got busted selling some substances, and took my punishment, man. Finished it out, did what I was supposed to do, and I got done with it. You know what I mean? But it wasn't long after that found myself right back into the grip of the state. You know what I'm saying? It's the grip of the state, man. And once they got them eyes on you, man, that's about it. Once you get that DOC number, man, you can pretty much count probation and things like that. Bye-bye. You got that DOC number, man, that's chances are they done tried the other stuff. They feel it didn't work, so we might as well just go ahead and send him on back. He's a washed up cause. Probably don't need to be out here with us. So without getting into too much, man, I'll just break down my little charges, man, and they ain't too crazy, man. They ain't too crazy, you know. I've had a bunch of DUIs, man. You know, behind drinking and driving and some other substances. And, you know what I'm saying? I got charged 6 times, 6 separate times with DUI. I beat 2 of them in court. The way it works here in North Carolina, if you get 4 DUIs within 10 years, that 4th one then becomes a felony habitual offender. So got hit with that. Got the time for it. It's on my records. You can look it up. It's right there online. Ain't nothing. Ain't trying to hide nothing. That's what it is. And you know, there's some other stuff. I got stuff in other states and things like that. That you know, that's happened, man. But and I'm not gonna get too much into my story today. I'll get into it if somebody wants to hear it, man. But what I really wanted to get on here and share is what it's like in the penal system here in North Carolina. Here in North Carolina, we got, well, let's start from the bottom. All right, you got level 3 minimum custody. All right, level 3 minimum custody is like guys that are on what you would call a 1 yard, their minimum security, and they've been down for a minute, but they also have a release date within 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So they're allowed to actually get outside jobs, and they'll come. Like if you already got one, your boss man can pick you up at the gate, take you to work for that day, bring you back to the gate. Now you actually have to pay rent. They charge, I think back when I was in, it was like $104 a week or something like that. You have to pay rent to stay in prison, but you get to keep the rest of that money. You know, put it in the bank, send it to your people, whatever. Now that's level 3 minimum security. Now you got level 2 minimum security. Now that's a different thing, but it just means you get a little more privilege. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna give you the type of jobs like inmate construction work, things that other type of good jobs where you can make money from the state. They pay a little better. You don't have to pay the rent, and it all goes into your account. You know what I'm saying? And they do this for people that are almost to the gate. They've been good. They've been doing their good thing, you know, for a minute. Ain't had no write-ups. Ain't got no trouble or nothing like that. So they offer them these things, right? We got level 1 minimum security inmates. These are just the ones that, you know, are in the minimum security prison. They walk in the yard. They're usually the guys working in the clothes house, in the kitchen. You know, they don't get to leave the camp. Well, I'll take that back. There's the road squads, you know, people pick up trash and things like that. You get to do different things like that, you know what I mean? But it's still, you're on a minimum yard, so there's more there. You know, as everyone knows, they took out smoking nationwide, you know, but it comes in, you know, but there tends to be more things on a 1 yard, on a little 1 minimum yard, you know what I'm saying? It's just minimum custody. All right. So, and there's actually still a weight pile on minimum custody yards, which is probably one of the main motivating factors on me trying to get down to 1, and actually got down to 1. It actually took me down to 1 my last month and a half in, you know, as part of an integration back into society type thing. So you got that. Now, when you move up from a level 1, we get into the level 2s, right? There's only 3 levels. There's minimum, medium, maximum. Maximum, we call it close custody. That's what maximum is. What you hear on TV, what you hear from the other channels or whatnot. Level 4, you know, your level 4 would be your max, right? All right, your mediums is gonna fall in between a 3 and a high 2, something like that. Now there's other probably institutional levels that they got in there, but this is I'm talking about from a convict's point of view, the living and living in levels. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm speaking on. So in your level 2s, what you gonna find is 2 different kinds of level 2s. and then I went to both of them. You're gonna find one like up in Burgaw, where it's an old camp. They got a sewing factory there. It's just an old built camp built back in, I don't even know when it was built, maybe 70s or 80s or something. Just an old camp. Matter of fact, this level 2 here actually had the weight pile still on it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no, as far as I know, there ain't no PC yards in North Carolina, man. There's if you go PC, you go straight to the hole. If you feel like you need PC, you doing whole time. You going to the hole. And now they might let you order commissary, I guess. I don't know what they do, to be honest with you, man. I never talked to someone that had to do that route, and never talked to somebody that had to do that, and so I don't know nothing about it. But all I do know is there ain't no like whole side subsection of camps like SNY in Cali or just PC yards or nothing. There ain't none of that. If you go PCing up, you go into the hole, and that's it. And so moving on up, you got that level 2. It's like a light. I would call it a light level 2. There's some programs there. They teach you how to weld. They'll teach you how to, do little things, work on things, working in the sewing plant. Of course, there's all the other main stipulations to it. Still got guys working in the laundry room, working in the kitchen, doing all the regular, that kind of thing. But this was the only, what we call green clothes and brown clothes, right? Green clothes is your level 1. All right, that means you got green pants, green jacket, green outfit with white tees, some shit, right? Brown clothes is basically the same, except all your shit's brown. Khaki color. It's khakis. So, and then once you move up to the level 2, it's like to the medium. You can, I hit the medium low. They got the program, the little drug program, whatnot. I did all that to complete it and whatnot. Hoping I would go on down to the level 1, be able to kick back, play some guitar. They got more rec going on. It's a lot more laid back, more like summer camp or something. But when you move up to the level 2s, man, you're moving up more into a more of a prison-like state. Now the light level 2, like what I was at in Burgaw, I don't know how it is today, but back when I was there, it was just a light level 2, man. It's level 2 inmates. Most of them are older guys. Not a lot jumping off on the camp, things like that. Well, we was determined to change all that, right? So me and some guys from the city here, we was all together. It was I don't know, between 7, 9, 10 of us. You know what I'm saying? And we held court every night, and we decided we'd put something together and make something happen out here. It was easy to get away with things. There was a lot of blind spots. There was some cameras, but it was easy to avoid them. So we were able to get away with a lot, man. And I'm not gonna break down how things come into prison, or specifically how we got things into that prison, man, because some of the guys still might be around. Some of the guys I know are still doing time, and I don't wanna bust up the lick. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna break down on all of that. Let's just suffice it to say it was coming in, and we had the master plan, right? So for a good hot couple of months, we had it going in on this little light level 2. We had it coming in. We was the man, we had it coming in. We had respect from everybody else who was the largest clique, larger than any gang. We pretty much took over our own spot on the yard. You know what I'm saying? It was mandatory yard. Every last yard was third yard was mandatory yard. We had to have we had to have church and find out who owed what was owed where, and all this, that, and the third. And everything was working peachy, man. Everything was peachy. It was laid back, man. Everybody was eating. Everybody had on new shit. Everybody was smoking, doing whatever. And then, bam, out of nowhere, transfer orders. Like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck you just transferring 5 of us for? You know what I'm saying? And as soon as the day I got that, it was like one of my bros, man. One of the brothers. He he had gotten into a scuffle with one of the heads of one of the other cliques in another one of the buildings, right? Over some dumb shit. Ain't gonna get into it, but you know who you are and you know what happened. Right, okay, well they sent him to the hole. Now this was during a lockdown, like right before a count or something like that. So couldn't nobody talk to him or nothing like that. All we know is that, yard comes, homeboy's not here. You know what I'm saying? And there ain't none with us, there ain't no telling. There ain't nobody's telling on nobody for nothing. And that's just not what's gonna happen. There's nothing you gonna scare them with. There ain't none of that's gonna happen. So, and that's for sure. That's for sure. I'm not going to tell you why that's for sure. Just believe that there are circumstances where that can be for sure. And then there's circumstances where you can think that that's for sure, and it ain't. But nah, this is not one of them. This is one of them where no, it's not happening. Nobody, you can't. If you tell me that brother would have told on somebody, I'd fire on you immediately, or we'd probably do something differently in a different way. So I knew something had happened that got him put in the box or whatnot, and we didn't know he was in the box for. Nobody told us. Nobody in the block where he was at would come forth with any information. There's a reason for that, and we put some pressure on some people to come up, tell us why, because we thought they was in there. We thought maybe they had something to do with it. So, and it's true. One day, just out of the blue, man, it's been about 3 days now. I ain't seen my brother, and we come back from chow, whatnot, and the sergeant, that's monitoring traffic coming to him from the chow hall, whatnot, he's at the fence, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna go holler at him real quick. He ain't never really gotten our way. He knew what was going on. We weren't causing too much to shake on the pound, Like, we weren't tearing the walls down or nothing like that. If we had business to handle, it was handled undercover, man. And believe it or not, them COs, man, respect that more. You know what I'm saying? If you do something, man, like you breaking the rules or whatnot, man. If you trying to be sneaky with it, they appreciate that more. You know what I'm saying? Than rather you just try to just in their face and just think you can get away with it, because that's disrespectful to them, right? So we understood all these little ins and outs and these ins and rules and shit. So what you could get away with, what you couldn't, when you could do something, where you could do what, and this and that and the third. So this sergeant, man, he had a little respect for us. He was from the area, and from the home area and things, and so I just walked up to the gate, took a shot, man. This dude was a sergeant, got stripes and shit. So I just, hey, Sergeant Block, come here real quick, let me holler at you at the gate. And mind you, now my homeboys is watching, because I told him what I was going to do. I'm just going to try him, you know what I'm saying, until to find out what's up with our brother, right? And he comes to the gate, and I'm like, hey, blah, blah, blah. I was like, man, what's going on with my brother, bro? Why y'all got him locked up in the hole, man? You got us feeling some type of way out here, man, like you trying to, what y'all trying to do, really, man? And this dude had respect, you know what I'm saying? He was like, look. He said, so we was coming back from chow at the time, right? So they got to do count right after that, because there's a large inmate movement, so they got to do the count. All right, he said, look, after count, when y'all come out for midday yard, walk over here, I want to show you something. So, all right, bet. So go on in, do the count, whatnot. And I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? He gonna show me, man. Like, show me? How you gonna show me something, man? What you gonna fucking show me? And so I go back up, I did what I walk up to the fence. I'm like, hey, Sarge, so what's up? So he pulls the key out to the gate, and he opens the gate mid-yard. Now all my homeboys know what I'm up there talking about, what's going on. I'm trying to find what's up with our brother. So they open the gate, I turn around, I give them a little nod, and they watching and whatever. And he walks me in between the buildings, and then we go into the captain's office. into the captain's office, bro. You don't go in the captain's office, man. You get rolled up or something, you don't see the captain's office, man. Well, the captain's office just happens to be where all the cameras that they do got feed into their DVR system in there, and that's where the screens and shit is at, so they can watch what's going on the yard. Now what I did was, I followed him, and I noticed where we're walking. We're going to the admin building, and captain's not there, so captain's not there. I can't remember if it must have been a weekend or something, man, because it was low on staff. I didn't even see a white shirt, so he just walked me into the captain's office. Now I'm thinking either he's trying to trap me off with something, or they just finna lock me down too. So it's whatever. But I'm still gonna find out what's going on here, right? Why am I in here? And he said, look, just hang tight right there for a second. And he starts digging through the drawers, right? This motherfucker pulls out a memory card thing, not a memory card, USB thing, right? Plugs it into the little thing, and then gets on the little thing there, and he rewinded it back. And he's like, look, bro, this is what happened, man. Now, there's no audio on it, but it's visual. And it goes down into it's a camera up that shines down the bunk area. You know what I'm saying? And I see my brother, he on the top bunk taking a nap. You know what I'm saying? Which tells me if it's midday and he taking a nap, it's probably like a Sunday or something. So he taking a nap, man. He's like the only person in there. And then this other dude, 2 bunks over to his right, I guess his right, and opens, all you can see is him opening the locker. He's in the locker. You can't see past because the locker blocks the camera. And then you see my brother sit up on top bunk, and he's like, and he turned to the dude, said something. Dude pulled the door, said something back, shut the door. Dude walked out. My brother laid back down. So I'm like, what the fuck is this dude showing me this shit for, man? I'm like, okay, so what? Not a couple minutes go by, the same dude comes into the block, right? Back into the block while it's time to, people trying to rest, right? And does about the same thing. As he does about the same thing, when my homeboy just my brother just got down off his bunk, walks over, and starts to walking over. As he's walking over, the door's shut, the locker door's shut, and by the time the locker door's shut, dude turns around, my brother's standing right behind him, and that means, you know what that means. So it was bam, 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 right off the bat. He just rocked him and rocked his ass all the way down his bunk and all the way to the other driveway on the other side, and just kept rocking him. Finally, the COs come in there and start spraying and trying to yank him off of him or whatnot, and excuse me, and so they get him up, man. They take him to the hole, and I said, all right, man. Well, dude been gone 3 days, man. Normal little fight, you gonna get 1 to 3 days in the hole. Then they might let you back on this yard. Now there's 2 yards, there's north and south, so they might put 1 over there and 1 over here, right? If it's serious like that, Well, they had squashed it. They had squashed it, right? So after he shows me the video, I'm like, look, bro, you done have my brother in there for 3 days, man. It looks like a little scuffle, so what? Let the man back onto the yard. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be back on the yard, man. There's things that need to be talked with him about. But I'm not telling this dude that. I'm just thinking this. But I'm trying to get my man back onto the yard, right? Well, come, first yard or second yard. This is second yard, by the way, after lunch. Second yard goes down. They do the count, coming up on dinner. As dinner's coming out, bam, I see my homeboy. He's out the hole. Like, he done shaved all the hair off of everywhere. No eyebrows, no nothing, bro. He done shaved it all, man. He looking crazy. And So they bring him back on the yard. We're like, hey, what happened, man? What the fuck, bro? And he's like, look, man, I'm up there trying to take a nap, bro. And this man come in there. He seen people laying down. He yanking his locker door open, shuffling all up in the locker, not even trying to be respectful and keep it down a little bit for the others. He just rummaging through his shit, right? And it slammed the door. That's what you see me sitting up and saying something to him. I said, man, you need to shut the fuck up when you come in here. You see people laying down, right? Well, his smart ass mouth back to him was, I'll do what the fuck I want. Not a good move, man. Not when we deep. Not when we the deepest thing on this camp. And we're in every block, man, and that's just not smart. So he should have just said, all right, man, I'll keep it down next time, man. Apologies. He just said that it'd been squashed had he not done it again. So the man comes back into the block a few minutes later doing the same shit. So my homeboy was like, you know what, man, talking's over, bro. It's going down, you know, I'm gonna get him. And the man, you know, he felt like he could take him one-on-one, and that's man on man. So, you know, we respect that. You know, he ain't come get nobody. We ain't have to roll him or none of that. We ain't to mob him. So, you know, he felt like he could take him, at which he did. And you know, he just took the dude down, broke it down, and you know, handled his business. You know, he went to his little few day hole situation, whatnot, and they get back out, man, and usually, like I said, they'll put one in the north side, and they'll put one on the south side, and the yard's split by the cafeteria in the middle, you know what I'm saying? So it's basically two prisons, really. You know what I'm saying? We don't really get to talk to them over there unless they eating at the same time we are, but we do still communicate through other ways, which I'm not going to get into, man, because I ain't trying to put anybody on blast. So yeah, that happened, man, and then they ended up letting the other boy out of the hole, and he wanted to walk the yard, shit like that. So we had a couple homies, man, without the dude that actually got into the scuffle. We actually had a couple guys, me and a couple of my guys, caught up to the other dude, pulled him to the side while he was walking track back there in the corner behind. There was actually a tree on the yard, man, which is unheard of. There's a tree growing on the yard. It had some shade, had a little bench under it, whatnot. Well, we got to the other side of the tree, and we had all intentions of rolling this dude. Like, we didn't want him on the yard. He disrespecting one of us, and blah, 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 blah. This could lead to something else, because he had 2 or 3 people, you know what I'm saying? But we 9, 13 deep, you know. You ain't gonna win with them numbers. And so I pulled him to the side, and I'm like, hey, bro, they did move him to another building, so they won't sleeping nowhere near each other. Blah 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 blah. I was like, hey, bro, do you feel some type of way over what happened, man? What's up? You still feeling some type of way, man? You feel like you need to get some get back? Or what you think, man? What you feeling? And man, it's like, yo, you know, it's squash to me. It never was nothing. I said, look, bro, it's a disrespect thing, man. You need to learn how to be respectful to people, man. You be respectful to people, and chances are we ain't gonna be respectful back to you, but we might forget who you are. You know what I'm saying? You might just be some dude walking around. You know what I'm saying? Well, he took that as a threat. You know what I'm saying? So he goes back to his 2 or 3 guys, and I ain't gonna say who they say they are, affiliated with. I ain't gonna say it, but anyway, he goes back to them, right? Like he's ready for war or something, which is another bad mistake. And so it comes down to, look, me and one of their dudes, pull up a bench and sit down, and it's like, hey, my man felt disrespected because of how your boy was acting. So, he got up and handled his business. It wasn't no mobbing, it was a one-on-one. According to my man, it's squashed as long as he keep his distance. you know, unless you want something to kick off, then I say you squash it, bro. I really think you should. And the reason I even gave that dude that talk was because that dude actually did have a little respect, man. He had been down for a long time. He knew the game. He knew what was up. Knew they couldn't win nothing, and it was just gonna be a fucking mess. You know what I'm saying? So we let that go, man. We let that go. That dude had to have some stitches and whatnot, but my brothers, my homeboys back out the hole, other dudes out the hole, and so we kind of carved up the yard a little bit. They won't but a couple of them, so we gave them a table that's right in between two buildings. It's where the guys used to be, the Dungeons and Dragons guys and all that. Yeah, we just took that fucking table, man. It's like, look, y'all want to talk? You can sit right here. You know what I'm saying? So, that's pretty much how that went down, man. And that's could have turned into something pretty bad, man. Just over a man being too loud while somebody's trying to sleep. And that's just what it is, man. I mean, shit like that, man. But that's, that falls back to the respect issue, man. You got respect or don't you? And so yeah, that got took care of a little bit diplomatically. They ain't, no more problems happened after that. Not from that situation, but a few months down the road, one of their little associates had come and got a little something on face, just until the next card click. Card clicks on Friday, you gotta pay, you know what I'm saying? So Friday come, cards is done click, and then third yard gets called. Bruh didn't make it to the canteen, man. And ain't nobody receiving no money orders or no other type of funds from the other way. And so he was gonna get dealt with. So he pulled a straight up PC move, man. In the county prison that we were in, it's double fenced, with the rocks and the blah 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 blah. But fence number one, it's got these electrical wires in it, right? So if you hit the wire, it vibrates. And the truck that rides the track out there, the guy with the shotgun and all that, the truck that never stops, he's out there. And if that alarm rings in a certain area, they fly around there. You know what I mean? It's like their protocol in case somebody jumping the fence or whatnot. And this dude's over there at the volleyball court and just straight takes the volleyball and kicks it right into the fence. And then they come around to get him, and he's all yelling on the yard. Oh man, I was thinking about escape. I was trying to time up. You was doing what, man? You what, man? Get you. Look, all I can say is they hauled the man off, never to be seen from again. I don't know if he got in trouble with his own little couple homies, but he was definitely in trouble with us at this point. So, he did that, got himself off the yard, moved on, and never to be heard from again. And that's just one little story, man. That's one little story from one little bid that I've done multiple bids. I've done multiple county jail stints in different counties in different states. And, I just wanted to post that, man. It's just, how something so minor as just not even keeping it down, bro, like, can get you taken out, bro. Like, we want nothing to be fucking with, man. I'm telling you, ain't nothing to be making up. That's just how it was, bro. That's how it was. And if you was there, you know what I'm talking about. And all my homies, y'all know, especially a few of you know what I'm saying, that, that was there. And so I just wanted to share that, man, because you don't ever really hear no stories about this state, man. I don't know. I guess they think we soft. We don't have prison or some shit. I don't know. But ain't nobody really been on none of these channels talking about what's going on in North Carolina. So I just wanted to drop that little PG-13 story, man, just to give you a little something to just to know that, yeah, it goes down here too, bro. It goes down here too. It goes down a little bit different. A little bit different. Sometimes we got our own little way, you know, a little bit different ways, you know what I'm saying? But it goes down here, bro. It goes down here, man. It may kill people here, man. It may try to escape from here, man. You don't believe me? Look up Pasquotank. Pasquotank, bro. Pasquotank. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, man, this your boy Perfecti signing off.